On July 20th, 1973, the world lost one of its brightest stars. Bruce Lee, actor, philosopher, martial artist, and cultural icon, died suddenly in Hong Kong at the age of just 32. His passing shocked fans worldwide, leaving behind unanswered questions and fueling countless rumors that continue to this day. Was it simply a medical tragedy, or was there something more sinister at play? This is the story of Bruce Lee's life, the strange circumstances surrounding his death, and the enduring myths that keep the mystery alive. A Dragon is Born. Bruce Lee was born Li Junfan on November 27, 1940, in San Francisco's Chinatown, during both the year and the hour of the dragon, an astrological coincidence that fans later saw as prophetic. His father, Li Hoi Chuen, was a respected opera singer and part-time actor, while his mother, Grace Ho, came from a well-known Eurasian family. Although born in the United States, Bruce grew up in Hong Kong, where his father's career ensured the young boy was immersed in the show business early on. By the age of 6, Bruce was already appearing in films, usually typecast as mischievous delinquents. But off-screen, that reputation wasn't far from the truth. As a teenager, he often got into street fights and joined local gangs, which led his parents to push him toward martial arts training as a way to channel his restless energy. At 13, Bruce began studying Wing Chun under the legendary master Yip Man. This training laid the foundation for his lifelong dedication to martial arts, discipline, and philosophy. Finding a new life in America, by 1959, Bruce's frequent street altercations had become a concern for his parents. Fearing for his safety, they sent him back to the United States. Settling first in San Francisco and then in Seattle, Bruce completed high school and later enrolled at the University of Washington, where he studied philosophy. While there, he also began teaching martial arts, blending traditional techniques with his own theories. This early experimentation would eventually lead him to create Jeet Kune Do, his personal philosophy of combat that emphasized adaptability, efficiency, and simplicity. Hollywood breakthrough and frustrations. Bruce's undeniable charisma soon caught Hollywood's attention. He landed the role of Kato in the TV series The Green Hornet, 1966 to 1967. Although the show was short-lived in America, it was a massive hit overseas, where audiences tuned in largely to see Bruce's dazzling martial arts. In Hong Kong, it even became known as The Kato Show. Yet despite his talent, Bruce found Hollywood unreceptive to giving leading roles to Asian actors. Tired of stereotypes and bit parts, he returned to Hong Kong in the early 1970s, only to discover he had become a superstar. From 1971 to 1973, he starred in a string of martial arts films that changed cinema forever. The Big Boss, 1971, Fist of Fury, 1972, Way of the Dragon, 1972, which he also directed, and finally, Enter the Dragon, 1973. His dynamic style, screen presence, and philosophy turned him into an international phenomenon. By 32, Bruce Lee had achieved legendary status. But then, at the height of his career, tragedy struck. Collapse in May 1973. 2 months before his death, on May 10, 1973, Bruce collapsed while working on the post-production of Enter the Dragon. He suffered seizures and complained of an excruciating headache. Doctors diagnosed him with cerebral edema, swelling of the brain caused by excess fluid. He was treated with the drug mannitol, which reduced the swelling, and soon recovered. Bruce brushed it off, assuring friends this wasn't the way he would die. He returned to his grueling training and filming schedule, but fate had other plans. The final day, July 20th, 1973. The day Bruce Lee died was, by all accounts, an ordinary but busy one. He spent the afternoon in meetings with producer Raymond Chow, enthusiastically discussing future projects despite the sweltering Hong Kong heat. Later, he went to the apartment of actress Betty Ting Pei, who was both a friend and rumored mistress. They rehearsed scenes together before planning to meet Chow again for dinner. But around 7:30 p.m., Bruce complained of a headache. Ting-Pei offered him an equagesic tablet, a painkiller that combined aspirin with a tranquilizer. Bruce took the pill and lay down to rest. Hours later, when he failed to come down for dinner, Ting-Pei checked on him, only to find him unresponsive. Efforts to revive him failed and he was rushed to the hospital. By the time he arrived, Bruce Lee was declared dead. Official cause of death. An autopsy revealed Bruce's brain had swelled by nearly 13%, the same condition that had plagued him just 2 months earlier. The coroner ruled that his death was due to a hypersensitivity reaction to equagesic, officially recording it as death by misadventure. The verdict meant his death wasn't accidental in the traditional sense, but rather the result of voluntarily taking a substance that carried risks. Still, equagesic was widely prescribed at the time and not known for causing fatal reactions. To many, the explanation felt incomplete. How could a man so healthy, so young, and so disciplined collapse so suddenly? Rumors, conspiracies, and theories? The mysterious circumstances of Bruce Lee's death in 1973 gave rise to countless rumors, conspiracies, and theories. Some, like his friend Chuck Norris, speculated it stemmed from dangerous drug interactions between painkillers and muscle relaxants he had been prescribed. Others whispered of murder, claiming Bruce was poisoned either by actress Betty Ting-Pei, with whom he was last seen, or by shadowy groups such as Chinese triads, the mafia, or even rival martial arts factions. A more sensational tale suggested he died in a violent encounter with a prostitute while under the influence of aphrodisiacs. Perhaps the most enduring speculation, however, is the so-called Lee family curse, fueled not only by Bruce's sudden death, but also by the tragic on-set shooting of his son, Brandon Lee, during the filming of The Crow in 1993. Brandon's death at age 28 reinforced the belief for many that fate had doomed the Lees. Science weighs. In recent years, medical experts have revisited Bruce Lee's death with new perspectives. Some researchers suggest that heat stroke may have played a role, as Hong Kong was experiencing intense summer temperatures at the time. Others point to evidence that Bruce consumed excessive amounts of water, leading to a condition called hyponatremia, where the body's sodium levels drop dangerously low, causing the brain to swell. Combined with his history of cerebral edema and possible use of marijuana, diuretics, and other medications, this theory offers a more physiological explanation for his sudden collapse. The legacy of Bruce Lee's final hours. While the mystery of his death may never be fully solved, what remains undeniable is Bruce Lee's impact. In just a few short years, he revolutionized martial arts, broke barriers for Asian actors in Hollywood, and inspired generations of fighters, actors, and thinkers. His philosophy of self-expression through martial arts, absorb what is useful, discard what is not, add what is uniquely your own, still resonates with millions worldwide. And that's the mysterious story of Bruce Lee's final hours. Even today, more than 50 years later, his death remains one of Hollywood's greatest unsolved mysteries. Was it simply a tragic reaction or something more? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you think really happened to the dragon. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more fascinating stories from history, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button.